over Twitter ban directive to broadcast stations. NAFDAC to register certify premises of chemical manufacturers. On the foreign scene, Ethiopians face first election amid conflicts. And in sports, Qatar wants to allow only vaccinated fans to attend 2022 World Cup. Details of these and more coming shortly. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has filed a suit at the Federal High Court Abuja against the federal government and Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, for directing television and radio stations to delete their Twitter accounts. The suit followed the order by the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, asking all broadcast outfits to immediately suspend patronage of the social media giant after it recently deleted President Muhammadu Buhari's tweet. In a suit filed by its lawyers, Kolawole Oluwadare, Kehinde Oyewumi and Okpeyemi Owolabi, the group is seeking an order of perpetual injunction restraining the current administration and the regulator from censoring, regulating, licensing and controlling the social media operations and content by broadcast stations and activities of social media service providers in Nigeria. No date has been fixed for hearing of the case. President Muhammadu Buhari has affirmed that dialogue is the way to go to resolve the security situation in the southeast. This is according to the Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari on Sunday, alongside the President's Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari. Addressing State House correspondents after the meeting, Senator Ngige said the President has also enabled series of dialogues to be held with leaders in the region. He added that discussions at the meeting equally encapsulated that the Southeast is demanding from the federal government, as well as what the government plans to do for the region to assuage the feelings of the people.
We also looked at the security situation, especially in my zone in the Southeast, and we made some proposals to him based on the yearnings of the people and what the government also wants. And we're following up with dialogue, which is, at the end of the day, is what will happen. We have to talk, we have to discuss. And part of the discussion starts also tomorrow. The Minister of Defense and Minister of Interior and the service chiefs were in Enugu earlier last Saturday, and we are going to do follow-up meetings on that again starting from tomorrow. So we briefed him, and he accepted that dialogue is where to go. In all this.
The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, STANU, has advised the federal government to withdraw the circular directing that workers of the staff schools should not be captured in the 2022 budget. The president of STANU, Mr. Mohammed Haruna, gave the advice while speaking with newsmen in Abuja. He threatened that the union would embark on an industrial action if government refused to heed the union's request. Haruna was reacting to the alleged circular from the Budget Office directing teachers in staff schools should be removed from the consolidated salary scale contest in the 2022 budget. He said that the reopening of the matter that had been decided by the National Industrial Court would affect the industrial harmony being enjoyed in the universities, as there is a subsisting court judgment in favor of the union. To COVID-19 matters now. The spread of COVID-19 in Nigeria has continued to record significant decrease As the latest statistics by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) reveal, Nigeria now has 167,206 confirmed cases. The NCDC said on its verified website today that the case count has continued to creep down in the country. It revealed that no new additional case count was recorded as of June 20th, adding that the update does not include data from Lagos State. It stated that 7 additional people were discharged from isolation centers across the country as of the 20th of June. The agency added that with the additional figure, the country's total number of discharged patients increased to 163,577 out of the 167,206 confirmed cases. The NCDC stated that the country also reported 0 new deaths linked to the disease in the past 24 hours. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is set to register certified premises of chemical manufacturers in order to boost the nation's economy. It has also agreed with manufacturers of chemical products in Nigeria to explore the international market with chemical products to enhance the nation's foreign exchange earnings. A statement signed by the agency's resident media consultant, Mr. Olusayo Akintola, stated that NAFDAC Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye disclosed this during a virtual stakeholders meeting with chemical manufacturers. Adeyeye said that the product would also serve as a potent catalyst for industrial growth, adding that the current focus of the NAFDAC management was to ensure the agency's regulatory activities were in line with international best practices. She said that the aim of the stakeholders meeting was to sensitize, enlighten, and create awareness on the current trends in the regulation of the manufacture of chemicals, with emphasis on the need to be listed as a chemical manufacturer in Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has called on West African leaders to exert pressure on the military leadership in Mali to ensure that the transition process in the country is not aborted. President Buhari's position was contained in his statement delivered at the 59th Ordinary Session of the Authority of Heads of States and Government of Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in Accra, Ghana. He spoke on the situation in Mali, which was recently suspended from the regional bloc due to a military coup. He said some of those decisions necessarily will have to do with involving political and security situations in the sub-region, as well as evaluate the health of the organization with the hope of repositioning it to serve the people and the sub-region better. You're listening to the news at 1 p.m. on Splash 105.5 FM. Still to come, Ethiopians face first elections amid conflicts. And Qatar wants to allow only vaccinated fans to attend 2022 World Cup. We'll take a short break now. We'll come back. We'll bring you details of these and other stories. Do stay with us.
Hip hip hooray! It's the 14th Splash 105.5 FM anniversary public lecture and the 82nd birthday of the founding chairman. Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station. Chief Adebayo Akonde, MFR, the Abese Olubadan of Ibadan land. Happy birthday to you. Holding on the 7th of July 2021 at the Trenchard Hall, University of Ibadan. Time 11 a.m. prompt. Guest lecturer is Professor Olutayo C. Adeshino, FNAL, Head Department of History, University of Ibadan. Lecture topic: In Search of a Nigerian Dream. Chairman of the occasion, Chief Kola Karim Agbaoye of Ibadan land. Let's celebrate 14 years of excellence. Splash FM, your integrity station.
Well, thank you so much for staying with us here on the news at 1 p.m. on Splash 105.5 FM. Turning now to the foreign scene. Ethiopians are voting in key elections amid rising tensions and a bloody conflict in the northern Tigray region. This pandemic-delayed poll is Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's first electoral test since coming to power in 2018. He hopes to secure a popular mandate by winning a majority of the federal parliament's 547 seats. But the vote has been postponed in Tigray where the army has been fighting a regional force since November. The general election, the first since 2015, was originally slated for August 2020, but was rescheduled because of the coronavirus. Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett has described Ephraim Raisi's winning of Iran's presidential election as a final wake-up call for the world powers not to renew the nuclear deal. In a televised statement at the start of the government meeting, Bennett said that Raisi's election victory is perhaps a last-minute signal before returning to the nuclear agreement to understand with whom they are doing business and what kind of regime they are choosing to strengthen. He said Iran must not possess nuclear weapons, and this is the clear and consistent position of Israel. Like his predecessor, Benjamin Netanyahu, Bennett is an opponent of the renewal of the nuclear deal between the world powers and Iran. In his first address to the parliament last Monday, Bennett, a nationalist leader of an 8-party diverse coalition, said that the emerging deal was a, quote, mistake, and that his country will not allow Iran to achieve its nuclear dream. Well, now to sports. Qatar wants to allow only vaccinated fans to attend the 2022 FIFA World Cup, which is set to host. Qatar Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Khalifa bin Abdul Aziz Al Thani was quoted as saying, due to the possibility that some countries will not be able to vaccinate all their citizens, the country will deny entry to stadiums to fans who do not have full vaccination protection against the coronavirus. Sheikh Khalid said the country is currently negotiating with a company to provide 1 million doses of coronavirus vaccines for the immunization of those coming to Qatar for the World Cup. He added that the primary goal in vaccinating is to protect the public health of citizens and residents. World Football Governing Body FIFA and Qatar World Cup organizers have not yet commented on the Prime Minister's statements. The 2022 World Cup is scheduled to start on November 21st. And just before we go, here's a quick recap of the major headlines. Sarah pursued the federal government over Twitter ban directive to broadcast stations. NAFDAC is to register and certify premises of chemical manufacturers. On a foreign scene, we told you that Ethiopians are facing first election amid conflicts. And in sports, Qatar wants to allow only vaccinated fans to attend 2022 World Cup. For more details on the news, you can visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now you can download Splash FM mobile app on iOS, BlackBerry World, and Google Play Store to listen live, get news updates, and opinion poll. You can also report an event live to us through the iReport feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5 and then click to download. We've now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawowo, assisted by Chinwe Churchill. I'm Charity Jerome. Good afternoon. Thank you for listening.
Quick, Charger 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.